Welcome back to our channel. I know that I haven't posted in a very long time, but this summer has been very hectic. So it's currently August 20th or 21st, and I'm going to take you guys to look at what the farm looks like. It's kind of a mess, but also we have a lot of things blooming. So I just kind of thought I'd give you guys a really real shot of what the farm looks like at the end of August here. We've gotten a lot of rain. I mean, a lot of rain, constant rain. We had a lot of flooding. I'm covered in mud because I've been pulling weeds all morning and they shot up out of nowhere because it's been so hot and the rain has just been insane. So I'm gonna take you guys back there to give you a peek of what everything looks like, and just be very real with what the farm looks like right now. I'm gonna give you guys a peek at what it looks like because it's a lot. So I'm gonna drive you guys back there. Some stuff is blooming really beautifully and then some stuff is just a disaster. So let's go look. Oh, so I don't know if I showed you guys that we have our deer fence finished. So that was obviously one of the gates that, you know, we go in through, and then we have 3 more. So we do have the deer fence finished, which has been really nice because we've lucked out with some of our stuff not being eaten. I have caught a few deer in here, but they haven't bothered with much, and I think they were curious, but I charged them and chased them out, so I haven't seen any since I almost went head on with a deer. So okay, let's look at the flowers. So here we have our little dahlia row. Some of them did not survive, but we've had some really beautiful, like, we've lucked out with a lot. Their stems are finally starting to grow longer. The first couple weren't too long of stems. They were very short. I can actually insert some pictures to show how short they were. But our dahlias are starting to bloom. We're very excited about them. I'll actually put some on the screen right here. I've harvested a lot already. So we have some very strong plants that are just blooming and giving us some really beautiful flowers. Like, look how beautiful. I love it. And then we have some other varieties starting to pop up. We've had a lot of cafe au laits and big ones, but these little guys are starting to pop up, and I think they're really beautiful too. Their stems are starting to get longer the more we harvest. Down this section we've had a lot blooming, and then these ones in the middle here are not doing too hot. I mean, the weeds are out of control. It's been very wet, and dahlias really like a lot of drainage. So we just kind of have to keep tending to our soil and kind of figuring out the best way to work on making sure this is the best possible place for our dahlias to grow. But we also have some more beautiful yellow ones blooming. And some more here. These ones are just absolutely beautiful. And I want to spray them with some kind of bug repellent because they have been eating ours a little bit. But I've also harvested a lot off of this plant, a lot off of this plant, and this one. Over there's a nice cafe au lait plant. So I've been harvesting a lot. We've been getting more than just this. This isn't our first flush of flowers. And then down here, we put in a lot of pumpkins. We direct seeded these around the 4th of July. And you can see all of their flowers. I need to weed this row, but this is just what it looks like right now. I'm being very real with you guys that this is what it looks like when you don't put plastic down, which is definitely what we're doing next year. So you can see all these pumpkins are looking really healthy. I just need to weed this row a little bit more, but So these flowers we direct seeded. I mean, these pumpkins we direct seeded. And then down the row, the middle section we kind of didn't fill in. But we have like a lot of, I'm pretty sure this is called Queen Anne's lace, like free filler right here. Like this just came up and I'm like, you know what, keep it because I'm gonna stick them in my bouquets. So that's that. And then down here we have some pumpkins that we actually started under grow lights from seed, and then we put them in the ground. And this is what they look like. And we even have a little pumpkin that popped up. You could see one here. Hi, little guy. And then he has a little buddy right there. Different pumpkin varieties. So I'm excited to see those kind of, we got them in later than we probably should have put them in, but you know, it'll all work out. And then here we have our third flush or third succession of sunflowers that are going to be ready to open up here soon. Pretty sure these are all teddy bear sunflowers, so we have a whole bunch. I kind of wish I would have spaced them out a little bit more because I didn't expect their leaves to be so full, but I'm excited to kind of see. These stems are a lot shorter than down this way, so we'll kind of see how that works out. And then we have our second flush of cosmos starting to come up. Here you can see this guy. I think we have double click snow puff is what it's called, and then exenia, I think is how you say it. You can kind of see some of these popping up. I don't know how I feel about cosmos. I think they're a really beautiful filler flower and just add like a really pretty airiness to bouquets the more I've been working with bouquets. But I don't know if anybody can agree with me. They pop up like crazy and then the bees get to them and they die really quick. So they're definitely a flower that needs a lot of attention, or like just a close watch, because they kind of take care of themselves, but they just pop up out of nowhere. So I think they're really pretty and cute. I just have to kind of focus more time on them. And then here we have our second flush or succession of zinnias. I love this yellow color. Let's see what color this is. Giant golden yellow. I'm in love. I think they're beautiful for fall because they're still a really pretty yellow color, but it's not like, it keeps fall very bright. So I'm in love with this color. We had some other yellow ones earlier, but these, I really enjoy this color for fall. And then we have Queen Lime Red down here, which I think is just the perfect rose dusty color for fall. I absolutely love these guys. They're branching beautifully. I'm starting to get longer stems. I actually have to do a really big harvest of these tonight so I can keep getting some more flowers out of them. But I love this row. It's, you know, that shot up really quickly and I think they're just beautiful. Then we have some white ones here. I love the white zinnias, or I don't know how you guys say it, zinnias. I think they're beautiful. And then we have another succession that we put in down here of zinnias, and there's some sunflowers down this way. This row has just been really wet. I can insert a picture here how flooded this row was a couple weeks ago, or honestly, it was days ago. Yesterday was our first day with like hardly any rain. It rained, I think, overnight, but then today it's just gonna be hot and dry, and I need my soil to kind of dry up. So praying, fingers crossed. This row is a disaster. I let this row completely grow. We started out with sweet peas and bells of Ireland in this row back in spring, and this row, I don't know what it was just wet. I mean, like clumpy, muddy, swampy row. So I have so many other parts that I needed to kind of focus on that I kind of let that row grow in, but we're gonna fix that this fall. And then here are some more beautiful zinnias. Here's a beautiful little butterfly. Hi, open your wings. My favorite part about this patch is that we've had so many butterflies. But this was our first flush and it's still going. I've probably harvested over 100 of these varieties. Hi, pretty guy or girl. I've harvested a lot. I'll even insert some photos of like the buckets of zinnias I've harvested. So this was our first flush. They've been going all summer. I think they're beautiful. I think the white ones are gorgeous. Like, I love them. And then this was a variety mix. I'm not the biggest fan of these colors, and like, truthfully, I haven't spent much time on them and like harvesting them. So I think I was just so in love with the pinks and whites that I kind of let this one go. As you can see, the weeds have gotten kind of crazy. It's just impossible. I mean, you guys, think I've been weeding like all 7 of these rows. Some of them I had, like, they just grew in, like I couldn't help it. It happens that way when you're one tiny human doing all this yourself. And then we have some more sunflowers here. This row was very flooded too, and I actually lost some sunflowers in this section, but some survived, and I'm excited for them to kind of pop up and see. I think these aren't teddy bears. I'm not sure which ones these are. And then we had a bunch of sunflowers. Like, this was a cool branching one. I left this one in the ground. This has probably been blooming since like mid-July, and I just kind of put this in the like to see and let it go, and I wanted to watch how beautifully it branched, and it really has. I mean, some of it's dead. I could probably trim some of this back, but very interesting. I've never seen a branching sunflower like that before. And then these were a bunch of sunflowers. I've harvested a bunch. Some of them didn't survive the crazy storms, so that made me a little sad, but I did harvest a bunch for bouquets and our CSA members. And then this row has grown in. It was zinnias. It got flooded. It wouldn't drain well, so that's a disaster. And here's our cosmos. This is what I'm talking about. Like, yesterday I walked out here and all these were like fine, and now they're all dead. So if you guys have any tips on cosmos, I absolutely love them. Like, especially these ones that are super fluffy. I'm obsessed, but like, I just can't keep up with them. There's so many of them. Then we have some filler here. I need to weed this row, obviously, but these have been really cute to put in little bouquets. We have our snapdragons. I lost some snapdragons, and some of them are starting to pop up, but this row also needs some weeding done to it. I've honestly been mainly focusing on the zinnias, our next flush of sunflowers and dahlias, and we have some gladiolus that I'm going to take you guys over to. But we have a lot planned for fall. Like, we're not going to do this method of rows anymore. We are still going to do rows, but we're going to just plow everything, one huge patch, no in between rows to be able to walk in, because I've been cutting grass, weed whacking. It's just been a lot of labor that isn't necessary, and at the end of the day, if I'm trying to make money off of bouquets and like turning this into a profitable business, I have to cut my labor down, and it's impossible on a farm like this to not have to weed. There's certain things that we've learned a lot this first year. It's been a very big growing experience, and I'm excited for next year when we can do things better. So I've gotten discouraged a lot this summer, and I've like talked to that about with my mom, and you know, she's like my biggest cheerleader, and she's like, we'll figure it out. I'm like, okay, Mom. Well, I'm having like a mental breakdown at the age of 23. It's a flush that is starting to bloom. I need to figure out a way to like kind of stake these a little bit better, so that they don't fall over when we get a lot of rain, but it's like really beautiful colors. The purple is really pretty. The reds. These were lilies we had. I didn't luck out with long stems, but my mom did at her house, so we're gonna have to try those again next year. And then this was the first flush of glads that are kind of dying out a little bit, but I harvested some really beautiful white ones from here and some really pretty green ones. But yeah, that's what the farm looks like right now. It's definitely like a disaster, but you know, this has been a lot. I'm excited to kind of see what we do in the fall. We have a lot of fall plans So I'm excited to share that, guys, with you. We ordered a bunch of daffodils and tulips already. So we'll be getting our bulbs in soon. I'd say like October we'll get them in. And then we're of course gonna walk you guys through all of that to, you know, see how we do all that and kind of the changes that we make on the farm to make things a lot easier for us. And we even are gonna start our perennial patches this fall. We're gonna start tilling so that we can get some peonies in the ground. We want to start off with planting hopefully like between 30 to 50 peony plants this year. Peonies are expensive, so we want to kind of like pace ourselves out just financially to be smart with it. So we want to start with a certain amount of peony plants, get those in, and then next year we'll plant another 50, and then hopefully by the second year the first set will start blooming, and then it'll kind of just snowball. So we're excited for that. So we're gonna be sharing all this with you guys. I promise with this going into this second year, I want to share a lot more with you guys. This was a hectic year altogether, like a busy summer between work, life, and more work on the farm. So I definitely want to share more with you guys. And I'm gonna get back to work on the farm. There's a lot that needs to be done, and I will see you guys next time. And also, don't forget, I'm much more active on Instagram, so you can follow our Instagram at Willow Fruit and Flower Farm. Yeah, follow us there. I share almost every day, post stories, and it's just an easier way to interact with us and know what's going on the farm. So check that out, and thanks for watching.